Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. So excited to be here. I feel like it's always too long between the last time I've done a live and now, and probably it is, but that's okay. We're going to keep it moving anyway. And with that, I just wanted to just come on here and talk about a really fun book, something that I found really touched my spirit. It really put me in a good mood, and something that I really love to do each and every day. What am I talking about? I'm talking about laughter. And so I don't know if you've ever seen this book by Loretta LaRouche called Relax, You May Only Have a Few Minutes Left, using the power of humor to overcome stress in your life and work. But it literally just tickled me pink. It was just a fabulous, fabulous read. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And so let me get my deck up for you and we'll get started. So if you don't already know kind of how I like to do things, I create an agenda for each and every book club that I come on and do. And so I do introductions, we do a little bit of book summary, lessons learned, which is really critical when you read a book to really have that time of reflection for yourself. And then words of wisdom, because hello, I am a coach. I do a lot of different things. And so I would be remiss if I did not give you some advice there. And then next steps. And then, of course, you want to join the book club, of course, after. So introduction, who the heck am I? My name is Natasha Nurse. I am a mother of a beautiful, thriving 9-month-old. I am a wife. I am a blogger. I am a coach. I am an author. I am a speaker. I am a podcaster. I would love to do shout outs to my podcast, Woken Free, which I've done with my husband since September of 2017. So we're coming up on a big anniversary this year, which is great. I have written and been a part of all these different platforms that you see in front of you. And I would say overall, I'm just blessed to be able to use content creation, my insights, my wisdom through my professional career, through my creative endeavors, to be able to come here and just, share my knowledge and share my truth. And so if you're interested in a good time, you're going to come back every single time. Make sure you subscribe to the blog and the newsletter at dressyourmate.com as it scrolls by on your screen, creatively so. So enough about me. Let's get into the book. Again, this is the book, Relax. Now, you can go to dressyourmate.com and that's where you can also pick up a copy of the book. And when we think about reading, some questions that I thought were fun to ask yourself before you start reading a book like this one is, what do you think this book is about? So when I saw the cover to this, I thought, so relax is in big red, right? So like in red bolds with white lettering. And so I thought, this is a book that's going to hopefully make me more relaxed. And then another question to ask yourself is, what do you think will happen? So I thought when I read the book that I was going to learn more about the art of relaxation, the art of humor, and then also a little bit more about myself as a person who I find myself to be funny. My baby does too. Shout out to KJ. My husband does too. Shout out to Khalil. And the few friends and treasured folks in my life, they also will typically say, Tosh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hi there. Love the love on LinkedIn. Darlisha, thank you. You're so sweet. And then Woken Free. I appreciate it, Khalil. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate the good vibes. Very, very nice. So that's awesome. And so for me, I thought I would enjoy the experience of reading. I thought that I would be happier from the read. And if you don't already know, reading to me is my happy place. I don't necessarily have a lot of things that I do in this role that involve other folks, because I usually I call myself like the introverted extrovert, in that I love to just be under the covers, eating something, which is hard. Trying to work on my health. I'm trying. Drinking some water or some wine, and reading or coloring or just relaxing, So I thought I was going to have a good time, and I was absolutely confirmed in that belief system. So another things to ask yourself, to questions after you read a book, is, did you like the book or not? Why do you want to ask yourself that? Because again, when you do something, it's really important to have reflection. So at the end of the book, is this 2 thumbs up or not for you? For me, it was definitely 2 thumbs up. I hope if you pick up a copy of the book, it will be 2 thumbs up for you as well. What happened? A lot. This is a kind of a self-help, get your life right, get your mind right kind of a read. So if you were struggling with feeling good, releasing from stress, too concerned about things that you have no control over, you're going to learn, if you haven't already learned that life lesson, let it go. Laugh, my loves. Laugh, 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 laugh like you've never laughed before. It is good for your heart and soul. And what are your favorite parts of a book? That's really important, because it forces you to think about what exactly was most enjoyable for you, and then tell me the story. Love that, because when you read, guys, why do we keep things as dirty little secrets? It's not too dirty or filthy. What the heck? Share, get the word out. So that's why I started the book club, because I wanted to have public accountability for what I was doing and how I was going through with my reading journey. And I wanted to bring that to the forefront. So I come on here, and, it's crazy because there's pressure. It's not just, I got to read, but it's like, I got to read because I have to do a deck. I have to talk about it, but it's good because it holds me accountable, puts my feet to the fire, and it makes sure I get what I need to get done, which is reading. It makes me happy. It calms my spirit. If I have high energy, so I need that calming spirit and that space of happiness for me. So on Amazon, if you go on, there's a robust summary about the book. Like, I put this out here because I thought this was really funny. Most of us don't realize what an impact we have on the world around us. A positive energy field is going to affect others in a beneficial way, even if you didn't notice at first. Why not ask for a standing ovation once in a while? Of course. When you go into work, say, I came in, it wasn't easy. I could have gone somewhere else. I'd like a standing ovation. Amazing. Amazing. Like, what? So funny. So literally, it's anecdotal stories. It's things that will get you laughing, that will get you say, huh, and it's going to be good stuff. So it's good stuff there. Lessons learned. So let's dive into the book. There are lots and lots and lots of funny things. So I also recommend getting tabs. You can get, let me show you what I have. So there are these little tabs, book tabs, that you can get on Amazon that you can write like different things on, just a regular old pen. I'm fancy, so I got my colored pens because, I like color. And it's really cool, because what I love to do about that is, typically I don't necessarily go too much back and forth to a book once I read it. But if I ever do, the value of the tabulation method is that if you go back, specifically different parts. So I write down the different sections. So 3 $1 bills, pages 13 through 14. Again, all of these things I wrote down for myself, so I would be well equipped to be able to have a very good conversation with you about it. So three $1 bills. Live as if you have a full cup. I liked that statement, because if you've ever heard the phrase, and I've said it myself, and I'm going to stop saying this because I've read this and now I'm like, oh, Avi. Which is the idea that why should your cup be half full or empty? Why can't your cup be full at all? Right? So I was like, oh, yeah, obviously that's super negative to like even assume that the cup can't. Okay, Khalil. Thank you. You're so ridiculous. That the cup has to be half or empty at all. Why can't we start with a full cup? So that's just something to keep in your spirit, and just know, like, you know what? Your cup is full. It doesn't have to be half, nor does it have to be empty. Your cup is full. You have exactly what you need in this world to do and be whoever you want to be in this world. Get ahead with your bad self, and have a good day. So there's that. Become well used. I was like, what? When I read that, we often hear people say, I feel so used. It's important to differentiate between someone trying to manipulate us and manipulating ourselves to use every ounce of our potential. We need to use our talents, our possibilities, our hearts to the fullest, so that at the end of our lives, when people are gathered to reminisce about us, they will share in the glory of who we were. Right? So keeping that in mind. Sometimes I think when we think about our interactions with others, we easily jump to a space of victimization, right? Like, oh, this person, all they do is they comfort you. Yeah, there might be vampires in your life. Absolutely. I call my child a cuddly little vampire. Children are wonderful examples of me, right? All they do is take until they learn perspective and they're like, oh, I can also give, right? And so yes, there are moments in our life where sometimes it does feel like we're inundated with people taking from us, but keep things in perspective. And if you want to stop something, bitching and moaning about it isn't really going to do anything about it, right? We have to make those changes, change our behavior. So if people in our life, and I've done this in my life, I've cut out people. They're some of the most people that I love to the end of time that I will love, I still love. I can't have in my life because they're just selfish people and they just, it's me, and I'm not about that life. So, just keep that in mind. Use self-parody to remind yourself of how funny you can be, particularly when you get serious about things that aren't essential to your next breath. Interesting. I love that. Laugh, laugh, laugh. And then last but not least, become friends with your mortality. We're not getting out of here alive. That part. It's very difficult to imagine our own demise, but those who have fully confronted this and made peace with it delight in the precious moments they are given rather than postponing and missing the life that exists. Whew. And so she goes on to say, she closes her lectures by saying the following: yesterday is history, today is a mystery, and yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. So yeah, right. We are going to die. It is not a matter if, but a matter of when. And at the end of the day, we have to get close and okay with that idea. It's hard. I would say that idea is even harder now when you become a parent. You're like, oh my God, I can't, I have to live forever. But you just be present, right? The present is a gift, and let's just hone in on that. Next was the stress myth, which I thought was really fun to think about, because a lot of people do think about stress only within the context for how they view it, and they forget that, you know what, you don't know everything. And so I thought this was a good, like, in your face, thank you. So myth number one: stress is the same for everybody. Have you ever thought that or said that to yourself? If so, that's okay, right? But stress is different for each and every one of us. Stress for me manifests in acne. It manifests in sugar cravings. It manifests in insomnia. I have a tendency as a Virgo to be very obsessive, right? So I'll focus in. And I mean, I still remember conversations with people I've had years and years and years ago. Is that helpful? Is that productive? No, it's a waste of time, right? But knowing the things that you can work on, then you can actually work on them, right? And we can keep it moving. Myth number two: stress is always bad for you. Is that true or false? What do you think? So she says this is also wrong. Stress is to life what tension is to the violin string. Too little and the music is dull and raspy. Too much and the music is shrill or the strings snap. Stress can be the kiss of death or the spice of life. The issue is how to manage it. Love that. I 1,000% sometimes will say that I thrive in stress, where it's like, oh, okay, I have a deadline, it's due tomorrow, I got things to do. I absolutely have deadlines due for tomorrow for myself. It is what it is, right? Some people kind of ramp up and are, let's go attitude, and some people kind of more crumble and it's a little bit more overwhelming to them. Know where you stand on that journey, on that path, and just act appropriately. Myth number three: stress is everywhere, so you can't do anything about it. Not necessarily true, right? We can cope and we can heal and we can recover and we can learn to work with our time management. We can learn to orient ourselves in situations that make us less stressed, right? So not necessarily true. Myth number four: no symptoms, no stress. Don't be fooled. An absence of symptoms doesn't mean an absence of stress. In fact, camouflaging symptoms with medication may deprive people of the signals they need to reduce their stress. Very interesting. So yeah, absolutely. I think, contextually, I would say, in growing up as a young African-American woman in a Caribbean household, I definitely came from a household where, your feelings didn't matter, right? Like if you have things to do, get them done. Who cares if you're tired? Who cares? who cares? No one cares. Not true. People do care. And most importantly, you need to care about how you feel, right? And so even if you try to shove it down, it's fine. And no, like eventually you will feel the symptoms over, even if you don't feel it immediately, even if it takes a really long time. When it does burst through, it might not be how you want that to happen. So tune in to your body, tune into how you're feeling, tune into what's going on around you, and don't deny your feelings. Don't deny your existence. You deserve to feel all the feelings as much as you want to. Just also be mindful of behavior modification. What do I need to do to feel better? Don't just stay in that space of like, right? That's not helping. And then myth number 5, only major symptoms of stress require attention. Absolutely not, right? All forms of stress. Whenever I start to have a pimple, I freak out because also Caribbean vanity. Oh, God, okay. But also, I have to do a better job of saying, well, wait a minute, why am I breaking out? This might be a symptom of stress, because I definitely have dealt with that when I get more stressed. So moving on through, because we got things to do. Tada's page 41. So she says the following: I've come up with a list of 10 tadas that can take you outside of yourself and heal your negative thoughts. Trade frowns for smiles. Love it. Talk to yourself in fun ways. 1,000%. Touch someone else's life each and every time you can. Take time to listen to yourself. Love this. Treat yourself to pleasure and passion. Hey, Cheryl on LinkedIn. Thanks for coming through. Did that already. Turn on your imagination. Love that. Tidy up your life. Ooh, that part. What does that mean for you? Tap into the universe of humor. Hells yeah, 1,000%. Try to be different. Well, thankfully, you're born different and special and unicorn status. So just do you, essentially. And then I love number 10, tolerate more and give thanks often. That one resonated the most to me because me and Khalil joke about this all the time, because as a new parent, so much of how I grew up, really, it's so interesting, like how I think I've said this in a live stream before, which is I read or heard it somewhere where it said like your childhood never ends. And it's so true, right? Because especially when you become a new parent, all the things that you experience, all the things good and bad and everything in between that came through to you starts to kind of replay in your mind as you're dealing with this next generation. And, love you, Dad, but super intolerant. Very strict. And I have to, and it's so interesting to see so much of how that has impacted me. Like I'm, as Khalil will tell you, super loving mom, right? Loving, dovey. Oh, your kisses, I love you, bamboo, right? Like that's the mom I am. But I'm also like, wait a minute, are you making noise? Is this pure madness? Right? So like super intolerant for things, but then also super loving and super just like, do you want to eat fried chicken and snuggles? I want to snuggles. Like, yes, I am that person, but I'm working on it. So tolerate more is like, Tasha, get your life and give thanks often. I start my day being very blessed and grateful for my family, my husband, my child, my homies in my life, and family and all that good jazz. And just yes. But the tolerate more piece, that one's like, okay, well, she's just reading me all day long. So this is a affirmation on page 53 to 54 pages. And I love affirmations because they're, again, verbal cues to yourself to get your life right, get your mind right. So love this. So she says that she shares the following, a sample affirmations you can think for yourself and can you take home. I am my own entertainment center. I know that's right. That's like, you should be saying that in like the Cardi B voice, right? Like, and the, after kind of situation where it's like, yes, honey, you better make yourself laugh. As long as I show up, I'll have fun. Yes, I love that. My body, mind, and spirit are joyful, happy, and energetic. Yes. The child within embraces me. For every obstacle, there is a solution. I want the world to know that, because I am sick and tired of people who only deliver problems into the space of the world and not solutions. Be a solution-oriented person. I'm joyfully in the moment. Amen. I enjoy others for who and what they are. That part is also another read to me, because Virgo, it's challenging, right? We, as my zodiac sign tends to be like, oh, well, this is where you are, but this is where you could be, right? And to be happy and to release from expectation and to release from pain is to accept and enjoy others for who they are and what they are. That part was a read to me, so I really enjoyed that. I appreciate whatever is done for me. Amen. Yeah, it is very few people will do things for you in this world. Very few people will, be there for you, more than you would expect. But still, sometimes when you really need it, it's only, a couple that come to mind, right? That will really be your ride or die. And so, yes, I see the humor in myself. Jesus, yes, every day. The laugh. It's a laugh factory here. I am free to express myself. Thank you. I play along the way. Yes, I enjoy myself and others. That can be interpreted differently, but I really like the way that that's going. At work or at home, I am healthy, happy, and fit. Yes. I started my day with a swim. Amen. Thank you. Trying. I'm trying. I had to have baby. It was hard. I renew myself daily. That is a wonderful affirmation to remember. Guys, no matter how hard, hi Tanisha on LinkedIn. Thank you. No matter how hard the day is, right? We have a new opportunity every 24 hours to start afresh. Please, please, please release from what happened yesterday. It is gone. It is done with. Who cares? Today is a new day. Live, be present, and make the best of today. I support myself daily. Amen. Are you supporting yourself? All right. If you're not, start with this affirmation and start to live that. Let that live in your spirit a little bit. I support myself with kind, loving individuals. Exactly. And if that's not true, take some time today to start to think about what would that look like for you. I belly laugh as often as possible. Thanks to my 9-month-old, that is 1,000% true. I thought I was funny. He's hilarious. He's a riot. Ridiculous. Completely the most ridiculous person I know. I love this one, guys. I am a cosmic joke. I laugh at myself, not at others. I deserve pleasure. I see this. What is this? Yun Yang. I went to church this morning to seek God. Now I'm watching this live stream. Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you. I started my day watching Pastor Stephen Furtick, and it was wonderful. He did a wonderful sermon this morning. I was like, give me my spirit. Wait a minute. Thank you. Deadlines don't kill me. I deserve pleasure. Hello. I'm able to say I love you. Yes. One of the greatest things I love to do every single day is to say I love you to my son, because I want him to know, he love this. I love all the comments we're getting on Facebook. Thank you. And LinkedIn and YouTube. Amen. I tell him I love him, and it just feels so good to just know, right? He is me, I am him. To create is the greatest gift of this earth, right? That you can do, whether it's a business, a person, to be, a blessing to somebody else in any manifestation that looks like for you. So just, yes, say I love you to yourself. Have you said I love you to yourself for today? If not, take the moment to say it. And if to tell someone else that they're a blessing, right? Pastor Stephen Furtick, since I mentioned him before, said, give me my flowers today. Don't show up to my funeral when I'm with, wherever you think you go at the end. Tell people they're a blessing today, where they can actually do something about it, where they can smile about it. They can give you a hug. They can say, thank you. You're a blessing to me, right? Let's remember to do that. Life is short and precious. I give thanks often and out loud. Yep. Don't keep it to yourself. I stay open and available to new knowledge. I realize I am not the center of the universe. That part. Let me read that one more time. I realize I am not the center of the universe. This, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the biggest issues, right, that we have with as human beings interact with each other. It's me-centric, me. But what we fail to realize is that we are part of a collective, the human race. So when I hurt, others hurt. When they hurt, I hurt. And ultimately, we have to operate from a space of us, a collective. That is how we move the needle forward for all of us, right? It doesn't just matter what's going on in my neighborhood. How is Arizona doing? No, I need to care about New Guinea the same amount I care about South Africa, the same amount I care about Ukraine, the same amount I care about people in Mississippi, people in New York, people in California, people in Arizona, everywhere. Wherever you are in this world, you matter. Your life matters. It always has and always will. And we have to remember it's not just about us. It's about us, the collective, right? Just not me, but us, the collective. So just keep that in your spirit. Now, next part, and I want to keep it moving because I want to make sure we end on time, y'all. But I appreciate all the people who came through today. Woken Free, is it wrong to love books? Khalil. It is the epiphany of who I am as a person. So I'm going to say absolutely not, sir. Thank you. Love you. You're too funny. So this I thought was probably one of the most brilliant things I have ever read in my entire life. I hope you really enjoy this because it just like I got goosebumps after reading it. So here we go. Here's what I call the ABCs of relationships. Accept other people for who and what they are. Be kind and considerate. Create a loving atmosphere. Don't criticize. Extract the best from each other. Forget about belittling your mate. Grow together. Hang out with positive people. Invite your loved ones into your heart. Join a cause together. Kiss, hug, or hold hands together. Laugh together until you cry. Move around, dance, walk, bike, twirl. Nip anger in the bud. Open your heart to loving kindness. Pick up a treat when it's least expected. Quit the need to be right. Record your blessings together. Stretch your capabilities. Treat yourself to good health. Uncomplicate your lives. Vibrate with enthusiasm over suggestions and ideas. Wait to talk. Listen first. Xerox loving quotes and share them. Xerox, I love that. Remember the old days of that? Yank hurtful words from your conversations. Zero in on being together as often as possible. If you did that with the key relationships in your life today and every day for the rest of your life, how beautiful of experience of this life would be for you, right? I thought that was brilliant. For me, that was the part of the book that was like, girl, done. So that was amazing. Now, as we finish up, so pages 169 to 170, she has this kind of reframing of the mind. I'm not going to read through everyone, but I'll just do an example of where we say things one way, but we can reframe it, right? Because life is whatever we think it is. What our thoughts dictate the life we live. It's called the law of attraction. It's called your reality. You can deny it, but either way, it gets played out. So here is an example. Family chores. No one ever helps me around here. I have to do everything myself. I'm sick to death of being the only one who cleans up. How could we reframe that? This house is the worst snake pit I have ever seen. You're all out to get condemned by the Board of Health. Dirt balls are taking over the bedrooms and giving birth to more. It's not a problem, though, because I'm putting the whole house on the curb for the garbage bin. So what did she reframe it as? She reframed it through humor. So do you have to reframe when you're having kind of a kind of moment for yourself? No, but it makes life so much funnier. It's so much more enjoyable when you use humor and you're like, oh, okay, you're the biggest, baddest person in the planet. Okay. All right. Yep. Here are your flowers. Right. And so just an encouraging moment to take humor and to reframe our negative thoughts. And so the other thing that I really, really encourage you, and this is why I think you should get the book, again, justyourmate.com, you can pick it up. On pages 177 to 182, she has like Joy Journal, which asks you questions and you can write it. And so write your answers. So for instance, think about a time when you had so much love in your heart, you could have burst. Write it down. First time I met my son, I thought, oh gosh, like I will cry. He's turning 1 in June. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be so just overwhelmed. List at least 4 things that you do well. All right. So this is important because it's, again, reflection. So without further ado, I really encourage you, get this book. I'll go to justyourmate.com. It takes you to Amazon. You pick up your copy today. Fantastic. Love it. Now, words of wisdom. So this is KJ. If you have not already seen my baby, he is the most boldest, beautiful brilliant person on the planet. Yes, I'm his mother. Yes, I will tell him that to the day he dies. He's my Bamkin, Bamkin, Shamkin, and we give schnagrus every day. And this is what I want to tell you. Don't take yourself too seriously. I deem myself a very serious person, a very funny person, but I'm also like, oh, well, I have this and I do this and I do that, right? As I've gotten older, I've realized, look here, Tosh, you're going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to give yourself a heart attack. Chill out. Take a chill pill. Take it easy. Take it easy, right? The key to a good life is humor. Me and Khalil, my husband, we have never laughed as much as we have in our entire going to be 18 years together this September, as we do. And I would say in the last 2-3 years, we've been really doubling down on humor. And KJ, literally, we die every day. We're dying of laughter because he's the funniest person. So it'll be interesting to see how he takes humor and where he takes that with us in life. And life is so much easier when you're laughing. We go through a lot. There's a lot of trauma that we carry in our soul and our spirit. There's a lot of challenges that we deal with in the office or in our family lives. There's a lot of toxicity in this world. People are dying every day. There was hunger. There was sadness. Guys, we have to also remember to take time to laugh. We have to remember the blessings for which we live within the complicated world that we have. But take a deep breath, find something to laugh at, smile about, and keep it moving. And with that, this is the book that we're reading for May, MWF, Seeking BFF, my year-long search for a new best friend. Finding friends is hard. I wanted to read a book about it because I know that for myself, that has been something that I've struggled with, but I wanted to get some fictional humor and intrigue in this. So join me next month for this book and join the book club at dressingroom8.com. And then if you want to holler at me, here is my email address, natasha@dressingroom8.com, and the website, dressingroom8.com. So without further ado, it's been a pleasure. It's been so much fun. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all the love on all the different platforms I'm on. I was here on Facebook. I was here on LinkedIn. I was here on Twitter, on YouTube. It's a blessing. You're a blessing. You're amazing. Have a wonderful, blessed day. And I will see you soon enough. Bye.